In what way does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms and conventions of real media products?
In my music video, the protagonist is not shown all the way through. This is because I wanted to challenge the usual conventions of a music video. This portrays the hardness of the character, because they only show him briefly near to the end, so the audience is in suspense as to whether he is going to appear or not. Unlike Taylor Swift's I Knew You Were Trouble and many other videos, where the protagonist is shown frequently through the whole video. I further challenge the conventions of a music video by using a real person with a real location to make the video as realistic as possible. This contrasts the usual music videos that are filmed in multi-million-dollar mansions and use modelling agencies to recruit the people in the video. However, my video follows the conventions of a real-life music video by showing my female character weak and vulnerable, as this is a stereotypical view that women are more emotional than men, which is something that is present in many of Taylor Swift's videos, and also many other female artists. However, it also defies the concept that women are normally seductive in their videos, as my artist concentrates solely on her emotions rather than trying to look good for the camera. The reason I have chosen to do this is so that my artist looks like an ordinary girl, so that it appeals to her target audience, who are normal teenage girls, therefore they can relate to her and what she is feeling. My digipack follows many of the correct conventions, as my main image on my front cover is my artist looking straight ahead. This addresses the audience more direct, which makes it more visually appealing and more inviting to them. I have also placed my main image on the right-hand side of my cover, as when I was analysing other artists' front covers, I noticed that most of the images were placed there, and if not in the middle, but rarely on the left-hand side. I was inspired by the Beatles album, where artist's image had been cartoonised into a black and white sketch, which I thought was really effective, so I incorporated that into the design of my front cover. The main way in which I challenged the conventions of a front cover was the positioning of my title on my album, as most artists' title is horizontal at the top of their album. However, mine is vertically positioned down the left-hand side of my album. The reason behind this is that I want my artist to be different. I also thought this made it more visually appealing and enabled me to have a larger size title, so it was more eye-catching. I followed the conventions for my back cover by having a list of songs positioned on the left-hand side, which is apparent on most of the back covers that I had looked at. When creating my spine, a majority of the spines that I had looked at was just the album name, so therefore I decided to do this for mine. In regards to my webpage, I have followed the right conventions. I researched the usual size of a webpage and used this. I also looked at the positionings on a webpage. The artist logo is normally positioned in the left-hand corner as shown on Taylor Swift's homepage. I have also positioned my navigation bar at the top of the screen, which is also shown on Taylor Swift's and many other artists' websites. The reason I have followed these conventions is so that my website is easily recognisable for my target audience, and also easy to use as it does not have any unusual features. The background for my webpage is a crumbled up piece of paper. This shows continuity, as it was on my album cover as well. I was inspired by many bands who have a logo that are known for, so therefore I chose to represent my artist with a background. This also defies conventions of a webpage, as many artists have a plain background or feature in the background. I have chosen the crumbled piece of paper as it connotes that she has been disregarded and mentally thrown away.